No doubt in your travels through the Nata Valley, you've discovered a number of special project sites, and you have either started building some, or you've completed your first small project with the bridge out of Sosogi, or you're looking to figure out where are all of these special projects and what are exactly the costs and what do you get out of them. And that is what this video is here for. So as we get into this, first and foremost, there's been a change to the cost of the project. And I have double checked a number of the projects, and it doesn't seem that the costs have changed for the projects themselves, but if I did make a mistake along the way, please do point it out, and I will gladly make sure that gets fixed. Without further ado, let's dig in. In order to complete a special project through the game before you unlock the ability to build them on your own, which there is a late game perk which will allow you to actually have and build all of these, many of the special projects you see out and around, you will go to basic structures and go into special project construction workshop, and now the cost is 2 logs and 2 sticks, which is way less than it used to be. You're placing it somewhere nearby the project. For example, this is the Sosogi Small Bridge project, and you will be able to make the special bridge construction workshop project after you've completed your workshop for the first time. Once you finish constructing it, you do get an initial unlock of 200. You can press E to add selected resources one at a time, or hold down E to add a whole stack of them. Next you can press F, and then you switch to the next resource, and again you can go one by one, or just hold it down. There we have it. Now, it will say there's only one worker, and in order for this thing to be completed, it gets completed across the seasonal divide. And while it does say assign workers and wait a few seasons, here it will only take one seasonal change, and you do not need to have a worker at this project until you're changing seasons. So please keep your worker doing work in your village until you choose to change seasons, or until you let it automatically change seasons. Entertainingly, I can't go across the seasonal divide until I give this extorter some money. So the fun thing that I didn't know before is that they count as a trader, so you can do some quick trades at the beginning. And just so you know, as a side note, these wooden hoes are 2 planks, and after clearing Sosogi, you'll have a bunch of planks, and they sell for really good money. I'm already at 300. Not bad. If you choose to advance the next season, you'll go here, and then in jobs, you'll be able to find your different projects. So for example, here we have Sosogi Small Bridge project. My workers will have been doing other jobs the entire season. We can assign a worker to this, and then what will happen is this person will do the job across the seasonal divide. They will not do any other work, so it will simply get finished, and then we will get this reward next season when we wake up. If you complete a special project, you will see an animation of sorts between seasons. Each one comes with a slightly different one. There's one for watchtowers, there's one for small bridges, there's one for the large bridges, there's one for the rope bridges. There's different ones for different things, as well as shrines. But you get a nice little cutscene that shows you that. You can also hold down E to skip that. And there we go, it tells us what we've gotten and lets us know that we've completed that project. Once completed, the bridge out of Sosogi will have finished a quest line for you. It nets you 150 experience, but really it is the fact that you're finishing the quest line for Toshichi and getting access to this walkway. Merchants can spawn on bridges, and you can have a traveling merchant spawn on here that you can sell to or buy from. Now, a number of regions will have projects that are tied to liberating them. So in this case, Sosogi requires us to construct a small bridge project and defeat the looter leader and defeat looters. And those are fights that we can do in the region up here. Other areas will also have liberation requirements. Some are watchtowers, others are the ore processing facility. Others may not require you to fight enemies, but they do require a project to be completed. For example, Central and Riverbank are only project-based. No requirement to take down enemies. Same thing with Enjiro. So those 3 are convenient places where you can get an entire region unlocked and all the liberation benefits, including the villager resources that they can gain through certain workstations, or recipes that you can utilize, weapons included, and armor as well. And for some, it is decoration based or special structure based. With that, it's time to go on a region by region tour of the different projects you can complete. We'll see them before, we'll see them with their costs, and we'll see them after. For their start, we have our lighthouse project. You've already seen the small bridge project, and you know that that's a part of the liberation conditions for Sosogi. It only gives you 150 experience, and it has a low cost. For our special project, the lighthouse, will need 50 chiseled stone, 15 firewood, and 15 oil, and it is a large number of workers for this one at 8. Once completed, the lighthouse project will look beautiful at a distance. Not only that, but it'll also get you 2,500 experience, and again, really, it just adds a lot of good look to this area. And you could probably add some trees to it if you wanted to make it look even more gorgeous in the distance. Our next project finds us on top of the hill here. First project was on the edge of the cliff area. Our next one's here on the map. And this one is the Jizo Shrine project. We will need 15 chiseled stone, 10 premium conifer planks, any bark at 10, and 1 Jizo statue, and only 4 workers. Once the Jizo Shrine is finished, you'll see it looks gorgeous here in this nice setting. With the lighthouse in the distance is nice as well. This one will get you 750 experience, and when you're here, you can interact with it. Remember to bring yellow chrysanthemum with you to make an offering. Our final project in Sosogi is the Watchtower project, which has a beautiful overlook of the area. No spoilers given away, but also make note that this project is something you'll be asked to do later on, to talk to this monk late in the game. The project will require you to have 50 bamboo, 50 straw, 30 logs of any type, and 45 planks of any type, and only 3 workers. The Sosogi Watchtower, when completed, provides an incredible view of the area. Look how far you can see. And will also net you 1,250 experience. It does also unlock a job, which can provide you with security jobs. Now, do keep in mind though that in the past this might have been a really good job that provided a lot of security needs, but now with the update Bushido 1.1, this is nothing compared to a proper watchtower. My apologies, guard tower, where my guard tower with a ranged focus has 1,350, so it's not any better. Matter of fact, it's quite bad in comparison. And here is the Watchtower project. It's really not that great, but the view is. Our next project is required for liberation of the mountain area and also has a beautiful lookout region. This will be the Watchtower project from the mountain region, located here. This project will require 25 bamboo, 25 straw, 20 logs, and 30 planks of any type, and only 3 workers. Generally, these early projects that are required for liberation of the first regions, these top 3, generally don't require as many workers, although we will see a break in that shortly. Once completed, the Watchtower in the mountains can provide a decent view, but honestly, based upon its positioning on the map and based upon the fact that there's not much to build with in the area, it really just turns into a place that you probably won't visit again, and its major thing it does for you is allow you to liberate the mountain region, as well as netting you 1,000 experience. Our next project happens to be in Iwasaki and happens to be one of the more important ones, as when you're here in Iwasaki you will end up unlocking significant technology advancements. All these iron unlocks are a huge deal, and we need to construct this iron ore processing station in order to get through this region. You'll note I'm on creative mode so I can show this. There are other requirements for unlocking this area. The cost for this project is 35 logs of any kind, and then 50 planks of any kind, and then 20 bronze, which is surprisingly not that hard to get early in the game. You'll just have to have somebody working in a workshop and making bronze from the smelter. This will require 6 workers. When we finish the iron ore processing station, this will allow us to have a workstation that is very much worthwhile. When this is completed, it creates a job that can be taken, but only if it's within the radius of your bell tower. As you can see here, I'm producing 115 iron ore. I've chosen to put the stone pickaxe in here just to represent the base level. I also have worker productivity training up, so this would be 100. Now, comparing this to a standard mining workstation, we get half as much out of a mining workstation. Keep in mind, I do have worker productivity training on, which is why you get 57 here. So, with the iron ore processing station, we get a workstation that is twice as effective. One worker produces twice as many resources. This is very much worthwhile. The only problem is you have to build within, you have to have your bell tower so that the radius of it holds onto or has within it this iron ore processing station. Obviously, the best benefit out of this is unlocking the liberation conditions for the Iwasaki area and all of the technology that comes with it. Our next project is in the Central Plains region, and here it is a small bridge project. This is the only condition you need to have for liberating this area, and it will cost a small amount of resources and a small amount of workers. 5 workers, 18 logs of any kind, and 25 planks of any kind. Once done, we've liberated the Central Plains, and the Central Plains has access to ice, premium deciduous, and paper trees. Really nice things to start with in the area. And, as said before, you can end up with random traders that spawn on these bridges. Here's one that happened to have spawned on this one. Our next project is another watchtower. It finds us in the Enjiro Rebels region, which has liberation conditions of needing to complete this particular watchtower. Here are the costs. We'll need 25 bamboo, 25 straw, 20 logs of any kind, and 30 planks of any kind. And by the way, if you haven't already decided on this, it is really handy to simply build a number of fast travel locations in order to go back and forth easily to finish a number of these projects. Liberating the Enjiro Rebels region will require you to finish the Watchtower project, which also provides a nice view of the area. I happen to have a village that's not too far away from here, which is nice to see from here. You will net yourself 1,000 experience for completing this tower, and also you'll unlock the resources that your villagers can gain access to of copper and tin, and some recipes. Our next project also finds us in the Enjiro Rebels region. This is on the small island that you can travel across this land bridge from and to, and this is a lighthouse project. This one will require 55 chiseled stone, 20 firewood, and 20 oil. It is also one of our higher worker requirements, and as you can tell, the more advanced the construction project is, the more workers. This one required 10, and as we go, they require more and more. The lighthouse in the Enjiro Rebels region, once completed, is a nice decorative structure in the area, and the only one in this region, and unique to this island, and a lot of fun just to have as a special place to be and unlock, and will also net you 2,000 Dynasty experience. Also in the Enjiro Rebel region is the bridge restoration to Ryujin's temple. Remember, you do need to talk to the priestess first, before you can begin this one. And then it will cost you 1 Gohi wand, 50 stone, 20 logs of any kind, 30 planks of any kind, and 1 statue of Ryujin, and then of course 6 workers. In the process, please note that you will actually get the wand from her, so don't sell that right away. Keep it for finishing this temple or build another one and then use it here. Completing the bridge to the shrine is going to come with a special unlock where when you talk to the priestess, she will get you a recipe for an excellent fish meal, and it is an excellent fish meal to have. So upon completing this special project, be sure you talk to your quest giver here. Be sure you get all the rewards. As well, you'll be given 1,100 experience, or perhaps it's 1,000 experience. Our next one finds us in Segi, not too far away. This is a small bridge project located within town, and it is one of the liberation conditions for this region. So for this one, it will require 20 logs of any kind and 30 planks of any kind. Now in Segi as well, there's another small bridge project. One of the liberation conditions for the Segi region is to build the small bridge project here in the village, which is easy to do and not so expensive, and will also net you 750 experience. The second build condition to liberate Segi is the watchtower, which will be in this region. It does have a nice lookout, as the previous would have, and its cost is going to be 50 bamboo, 50 straw, 30 logs of any kind, 45 planks of any kind, and then 5 workers across the sea zone divide. And it does have a beautiful view, as per usual, and will also net you 2,000 Dynasty experience points. We are standing in the Enjiro Rebels region, but the project counts as being within Segi. So from here, I built it in the Enjiro Rebel region, and it will cost us 15 logs of any kind and 25 planks of any kind, and only 3 workers, which is a surprisingly low amount for this bridge. This bridge is right next to the deserters camp, which can have a special project to demolish it. While this small bridge project won't net you as much experience, it is easy to build and a nice project just to get done in this region. It also makes Segi the region that has the most special projects if you count the deserters camp clearing. So with this bridge you will get 500 experience, which is nice. And as with all small bridge projects, there's a chance that a merchant spawns on it, and check it out, we happen to get lucky this time. Alright, it's been 3 days and I can't get it to stop doing the rain, so we'll have to have this in the rain. But this is the project to clear the deserters camp in Segi. It will require you to build the special project construction workshop, 2 logs, 2 sticks, but then it is 5 shovels of any type, 5 picks of any type, and 5 axes of any type, and then we clear the deserters camp here. Clearing the deserters camp is, in my opinion, so worth it. You can take down the rest of these buildings with an axe easily to salvage them and then clear them out of the area, but look at the nice flat expanse you get to build on, and it keeps some of the decorations there, like this pond. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun to build something around, and it allows you to establish your own interesting mansion structure around some of these wonderful decorative structures here. Our next project is also on a great overlook and is also still in Segi. Here you can see where we're at. There will be another project right next door as well. This is the Kanan special project to restore the shrine. 15 chiseled stone, 10 premium conifer planks, which there are premium conifer trees here in the area, 10 bark of any kind, and 1 Kanan statue. Only 4 workers for this one. And since this is a shrine project, this gives you Way of the Monk experience. Once completed, the shrine to Kanan will allow you to make an offering to Kanan, which requires a candle, and also being here for the first time may get you some monk experience, which is rather nice. As well, it is worth 750 experience towards you. Our next project is, of course, still in Segi, and that is the iron ore processing station. This one's right on the river, right by the iron sands deposit, and, well, iron ore deposit. And this is going to require a significant number of workers. We have 40 logs of any kind, 50 planks of any kind, and 20 bronze. Now the amount of workers is significant at 12, so this will take a while to complete, but it is also our last project in the Segi area. The iron ore processing station in the Segi region works the same as the iron ore processing station in the Iwasaki region. This will net you 2,000 experience, and the workplace is worthwhile. I've actually built a village around this one to take advantage of the fact that this produces so much iron. And our next is the Lighthouse project in the Coastal Swamps region. This is a part of the liberation requirements for this area. This one will require, just like other ones, except a little extra in some and a little not in others. We have 60 chiseled stone this time, 25 firewood, and 25 oil. And keeping in mind that oil can be made through canola seeds or through fish, can be cooked in a workstation, or can be made through the oil press. This one does require us to have 12 workers as well, and again is a part of the liberation conditions for the coastal regions. Completing the lighthouse in the Coastal Swamps region is a part of the liberation conditions for this area. It looks rather nice for this region and will net you 3,000 dynasty experience. And in the next region in our progress, it's Aratani. In Aratani, the liberation conditions here will need to build the small bridge project, which you see is here in the village, and is a very simple one to get done. The project itself will only require you 20 logs and 40 planks and only 3 workers, which honestly I tend to get this one done anytime I can between early seasons, just so it's out of the way. It's very convenient just to have this area ready to liberate, and all you have to do is finish the camp. Once completed, the small bridge in Aratani is a part of the liberation conditions here. It also will net you 1,000 experience. It is a convenient special project to do at any time, since you can complete the small bridge project when you like, and then clear the Ashigaru camp at your leisure. Once you finish defeating the Ashigaru camp and leader, and when you take out enough of them, this region will be instantly liberated. If you choose to build the bridge after, then you have to wait until you finish this project, which takes you across the seasonal divide. So my recommendation is to finish this small bridge project before you go to finish off the Ashigaru leader and Ashigaru camp. Our next one finds us not too far away from Aratani, but also you can build it on Aratani's side. This project is the large bridge project that will span from the riverbank area and into Aratani, and it does count as the liberation requirement for the riverbank region. This project is a lot. It is 50 chiseled stone, 50 straw, 80 logs of any kind, and 125 planks of any kind, and a significant number of workers. Completing the large bridge project in the riverbank area is worth 3,000 experience, and also is a beautiful place to walk across to get into Aratani. It also happens to be the liberation condition for the riverbank region. It also happens to be the liberation condition for the riverbank region. Our next project finds us as well in the riverbank region. This is another shrine project. Here you will find the shrine in the swampy area, and this is a shrine to Inari. We'll need 15 chiseled stone, 15 bark of any kind, 20 planks of the premium deciduous type, and 10 logs that are premium deciduous. Keep in mind that paper logs can be turned into debarked premium deciduous logs, so that can be a source of you getting those premium deciduous logs and planks. And at only 8 workers, it is not much, and it is a shrine, so it will give you Way of the Monk. Completing the Inari shrine in the riverbank region will unlock this beautiful shrine. You can make an offering here, but you've probably already made an offering by this time to Inari. It is worth noting that monks do show up for quest lines at shrines, and these are quests that you can do within the season. This also happens to be an area where, as you can hear, the ambient noise is a lot louder, with more birds singing. It is a nice, peaceful, and tranquil place to have, so it could be a fun thing to unlock, just to give yourself a nice little spot of zen. In order to liberate the Eastern Swamps region, you will defeat the outlaw leader and the outlaws, and build a bridge project here in order to wrap up the liberation conditions. It will cost you 50 chiseled stone, 50 straw, 60 logs, and 100 planks of any kind, and it takes 10 workers. When you complete the bridge in the Eastern Swamps region, you will be able to liberate this region upon defeating the outlaw camp and leader, and this will net you 3,000 experience. Our next 2 projects find us in the Temple region, and in order to build the 2 of them without having to go a long ways to travel across the lower area here, you can build one, the Special Bridge Rope project here. You can build this one over on this side so that you don't have to build it on the other. The cost of this one will be 50 rope, 200 bamboo, which there is some bamboo in the area, of course across the way and down at the bottom by the hot spring, and 100 planks of any kind. And again, since it's a late region, there's a significant number of workers required. Completing the rope bridge in the Temple region is one of 3 liberation conditions, but one of 2 building projects that you need to do in the Temple region. This will get you 2,500 experience and allow you to cross this area. Please do note that there is a hot spring down there, and if you go into that hot spring, it heals your character. The other project is our Watchtower project, which is also in the Temple region, right next door. These are both required for the liberation of the Temple region. You'll require 75 bamboo, 50 straw, 40 logs of any kind, and 60 planks of any kind. This requires less workers, but by this point in the game you probably have a significant number. 10 will take care of this. Completing the Watchtower in the Temple region provides an incredible view of the entire area, a lot of beautiful trees in the springtime, and if you look up the mountain, a beautiful view of the temple itself. This will also net you 2,000 experience and is the second building project you need to do to liberate the Temple region. In the Temple region, we can also do an enemy camp demolition project. This project requires 10 workers, 7 shovels, 7 pickaxes, and 7 axes, more than the previous, but it is an extensive project. Completing the demolition project in the temple region gets you quite a bit. Not only do you have this temple in the area, which is awesome to unlock, getting you some Way of the Monk experience, you can make an offering there as well, but also it clears out the enemy camps, allowing you to have this mountain area shrine to yourself and this entire region that used to be an entire expansive camp to build within. Now you can tell I did not clear out every single samurai here, so I would have to go through and clear out all of the rest of them, but do notice how much wide open area you now have to build in. All of this nice flat space that you can place a village. It may take more than one bell if you plan on building up into the shrine area and down here in order to take care of all of this space and build a village in such a way that you want it. But it does provide you with a wonderful place to expand and build into. Later in the game, when you unlock the ability to do so, which is in a part of the Way of the Leader technology tree, you can unlock special structure construction, which will allow you to build special projects. So when we do that, when we have the ability to do so, we will go into village structures and we'll go into special structures. And here, look at this. You have all of these options that you can build. And you'll note that they do give you a first time unlock, a little bit of extra experience, which is nice. Small bridge is exactly as you expect, is a small bridge. Can it span the gap here? Well, it can get close. You can place it almost anywhere, but you need to have flat terrain to do so. So I can just barely make it fit there, and upon completion, there we are. Now we have a small bridge. The other projects that you can do are the small bridge with stone foundation. This one spans a little further and has a foundation that you can use as a way to ground it into these two areas, which can be nice for spanning spanning rivers that you may have in your village. As well, you can do a large bridge, which goes quite a distance, and there we are. Can be nice, but it is open topped. Now the other kind that you can build is the large bridge. Apologies. Is the covered large bridge, which obviously has the cover. And this one I think is rather nice. This may be familiar to you from some of the different areas, and obviously the unlock that you get for this is quite nice. Now, I have it on creative mode right now just so I can show you these things, but these do generally cost quite a bit of resources, as you can see. They cost you the same amount that you would expect in building the project. This rope bridge obviously requires you to build in an area that isn't so low to the water. Look at that, it goes right into the water. But you can use this to span a gap in an area that you would like to span. As well, there's the longer rope bridge, which obviously crossing a river is not what this is necessarily intended for. You may recognize this particular project from the coastal region where you fight the bandit leader. And lastly, of course, a lighthouse, where you can have the placement of a lighthouse wherever you believe it is appropriate to have it. There's not going to be any ships coming into this particular range, but I could have a lighthouse here if I so choose. And there we go. We gain the ability to build these special projects later in the game once you can unlock the technology. I hope this video has been helpful for you and that you're able to take advantage of all the wonderful special projects in the game, and now you know what they are for and what they will give you. Enjoy.